Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. One of this season's most eagerly awaited new productions is the epic King Kong, which will open on November 8th at the Broadway Theater. And we drop by the Knickerbocker Hotel to meet the cast and creative team.
Well, King Kong is huge, right? I mean, the very resonance of the title is like terrifying, thrilling, and inspiring in equal measure. So there's not a single moment yet that hasn't lived up to that kind of epic scale adventure. So it's a story that is set against an epic backdrop, but actually it focuses on intimacy and the resonance of an intimate relationship. So it's a challenge, and it's been really thrilling.
This is such a unique rehearsal process because I know that you're rehearsing the intimate show at the New 42, and yet there's a whole other rehearsal going on at the Broadway.
He's such a diva. He has his own rehearsal space. No, he is. So we have the King's Company that I'm sure they told you about, and they're over there with him, and it's amazing to watch how it's going to blend together. But we're in constant communication on social media, like, how's it going? How are you guys doing? But actually, Kong is voiced by a human actor, an incredible actor. So for the first few days of rehearsal, he and I were doing Anne and Kong scenes on such an intimate level, so that when I transfer it up and it's 20 feet in the air, I still know what it feels like for it to just be a conversation like what we're having right now.
Kong is a culmination of many years of making puppets, and the challenge with Kong is it's a combination of traditional art form of puppetry and a lot of technology, and so bringing those together in this live context has been thrilling, and it kind of didn't have to work, but it seems to really work.
Well, at first I was like, King Kong the musical, are we doing this really? And then I read a script and I was like, oh. And then I heard the music and I was like, I actually need to be a part of this. And the role is a dream too. So it has been unbelievably exciting. We're 5 days into rehearsal and I'm still blown away by it.
Are you running back and forth between the New 42 and the Broadway Theater itself?
So right now it's like we have 2 separate rehearsals going on. There's like 35 people in the cast. Half of them are at the Broadway Theater rehearsing with the puppet, and half of us are in New 42nd Street Studios building what feels like a small intimate musical between 10 people, but then eventually we're putting them together in about a month.
Well, the songs have been an interesting sort of bridge because Jack Thorne's script is actually a lot of very connected and quite like extended two-person scenes. They're very nuanced, they're very small, and then you've got the puppetry, which is huge. The songs are a window into the characters' minds. Nobody is sort of connectedly singing to each other in a way that what you would normally expect. So we get a window into a character's mind that speaks out of their place and time and history and geography to us. So it's a very contemporary language. It's the kind of music that people are used to hearing. It's everything from jazz big band swing through to Jamaican dance hall, soul, reggae, electronic dance music, hip hop, drum and bass. It's a very wildly eclectic but very kinetic and moving score.
Like, I'm so excited by doing it. I'm so excited by it, and then part of it is like once you meet Kong, once you meet this extraordinary 1-ton, 20-foot tall puppet, you can't help but just like have enthusiasm. I'm still the 10-year-old kid that I was,
You met him just the other day, right? At the Broadway Theater.
We just met him at the theater the other day, and it was such a thrilling event. I mean, every emotion. There was awe, of course. There's tears. He's so expressive. I mean, I think we're really going to be scared and terrified, but also you're going to fall in love with this Kong, and you're going to fall in love with our Ann Darrow and our way of telling the story.
We've got this gung-ho group, and they're amazing, and it's hard, Christiani playing Anne, she's in this in 42nd Street, and tomorrow, the first time, she actually comes into our theater, and we've prepped scenes for her, and we've got Kong moving as we want for those scenes. And tomorrow we start with Christiani, so it's the moment where she's actually unconscious lying in the cave, and Kong is breathing over her, and he pokes her, and she wakes up and screams when she sees Kong. And so that's going to be like something that we're all going to discover for the first time, and the people operating Kong and all of the puppeteers are working intimately with Christiani, and Christiani's going to feel the presence of that creature, and he's a really special creature.
It's a pretty complex process, and the puppetry is a whole rehearsal of its own. But it's what's so unique is the physicality of Kong and those puppeteers learning to move together in the way they do as a group. It's probably one of the most thrilling aspects of the production, and not just in terms of spectacle, but also the emotion it delivers. So it's a really, really critical part of the process we're in right now. And Kong only works connected to the set and physical production, so it explains why we're in the theatre for as long as we are, because that's where the puppeteers train.